right, so Rose Namajunas was at the Cage Warriors event this past Friday, and of course, she did an interview and was asked about her return, because that's the question that a lot of us has, is like, yo, is she coming back or not, or when is this woman coming back? And basically what she had to say was, I don't know yet, I'm working on that, I'll probably know by the end of this summer. Okay, but the problem with that is she said the same thing around this time last year, the summer of 2022. She said, oh yeah, by the end of the summer or like the fall, I'll know when I'm gonna fight again. I'll let you guys know. And now a year later, she's saying the same thing again. And it's like, really, what is there to work on? How much time do you need? It's either, are you fighting again or are you done? Like, Rose needs to make up her mind. Like, this is the frustrating thing, because she's still on the roster. She's still in the rankings, but she's turning down fights. You know what I mean? She's holding up space in the rankings for nothing. Like, honestly, fans would have so much more respect for you, Rose, if you would just straight up say, you know what, I don't have the passion for this sport anymore, so I'm just going to move on with life and do other things. Like, that would be sad. I would hate that. Like, as a fan, that would suck to see Rose walk away, especially coming off that performance over Carla Esparza in one of the worst fights in UFC history. A loss like that, I would love to see Rose come back and at least get a win under her belt to get that bitter taste out of my mouth. But you know what, it is what it is. I would respect Rose's decision, but right now it just seems like she has one foot in the door and one foot out, and that's not good. And that's also why I would like her to retire, because if she comes back, I feel like she'll still be in that same unsure, second guessing herself mentality, which will just lead to her once again losing to someone she shouldn't be losing to, and someone who's not on her level, simply because she doesn't have that fire and desire, and someone else wants it more. Someone else is progressing, actively improving, and has the hunger to be at the top and to be the best, whereas Rose, she just doesn't really care anymore, Like, honestly, she's worse off than she was 2 years ago. Like, she was in a similar position coming off the Andrade loss, contemplating retirement, questioning her passion for the sport, taking time off, you know what I mean? But she got right, mentally she got right, and she figured it out, and she fell back in love with the sport. And it seemed like, when she came back, beat Jessica in 2020, and started being active between 2020 and 2022, fighting every 6 months, it seemed like she's on again, you know what I mean? Calling herself the best. It seemed like she was so passionate. She had her passion back when she fought for the belt, when she won the belt back, when she attempted to defend it 2 more times. And then it's just like, wow, out of nowhere, she has that weird fight with Carla. And once again, she falls out of love with fighting. Once again, she needs to recover. But really, what is there to recover from? You didn't take any damage against Carla. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got your pride hurt, and of course you got your pride hurt getting choked out by Jillian Robertson. But I mean, come on, like, she should have already had a fight by now. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, she doesn't have to fight. If you don't want to fight, then don't fight. But again, don't fight then if you don't want to fight. You don't have to stick around. Like, Rose, you don't owe us fans anything. It's okay. It's okay, Rose. You don't have to keep doing this, but unfortunately, I think what's going to happen is, so I'm going to predict she's not going to come back this year, but what I think will happen is she'll come back in 2024. So after a 2-year layoff, she'll return, but I think her next fight is going to be her last, and it's not going to be the outcome that I want. Or the outcome that she'd want, or that any Rose fan would want. I think she's going to lose her next fight. I think she'll lose her comeback fight. And knowing the mentality that she has, I think she's just going to hang it up and walk away. I think she'll be like, okay, you know what? I've lost 2 in a row. I don't really love fighting anymore anyway. Why am I still doing this? And I think she's going to walk away. I think it's going to be exactly like Joanna's situation where, remember when Joanna lost to Weili, took 2 years off, wasn't really in love with fighting anymore, then came back, lost again, and retired. I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing for Rose. And it's really heartbreaking to say or think about. I don't want that to be the reality. I would love for Rose to get back on the grind, get active again, go on another run, and just put that Carla fight behind her. But realistically, I just can't see that happening, man. I don't see that same fire in Rose anymore that I saw in 2021. It's just not there anymore, and I really don't think that spark is going to come back. Hence why I think whoever she fights next is unfortunately going to beat her. Except I don't think her retirement is going to be as honorable as Joanna's. I don't think people are going to clap for her. It's not going to be the same, you know. Whereas with Joanna, when she took the 2 years off, it was warranted. She took damage. It was a war. And then she comes back against the same person and she got slept. You know what I mean? But I just feel like with this one, people are going to be like, oh, well, Rose, you were mentally weak anyway. Just go away. You're wasting her time. I feel like that's how it's going to be when she retires, which truly does sadden me as a fan because I respect Rose. You know what I mean? She's a pioneer of the sport. But yeah, I think she's going to go out on a 2-fight losing streak and retire at the age of 31. And I think the era of Joanna, Andrade, and Rose being the cream of the crop at strawweight, that's going to be far behind us come 2024. Joanna's retired, Rose will be retired, and Andrade will no longer win again at an elite level. And not to mention, Claudia Gadelha is retired. So it's sad, but I mean, we'll see what the future holds. I mean, maybe Rose will make up her mind and she'll actually come back and maybe she'll be successful. Maybe she'll go on a run and maybe she will win the belt back. And maybe this time she'll get right and get consistent. But I just can't see it, man. And it truly does suck. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe, and peace out.